So, today, for one of my first ever videos, I wanted to be focusing on one of the most controversial franchises of all time. No, not Star Wars, but the DCEU, aka the DC Extended Universe. Now, I wanted to talk about this because of the Snyder Cut recently being released, and ever since I watched it, I've done a full 180 turnaround on the DCEU, and I've come to fully appreciate most of the Snyderverse, except Suicide Squad. And so, for part 1, I'm going to be focusing on Man of Steel. So, let's get into it. The story of Superman is very easy for an audience to understand, and also very hard to show if wanted to be taken seriously, but in 2013, I think Zack Snyder pulled it off and created a perfect opening to the DCEU. So, Krypton is collapsing and Jor-El has a baby with his wife, Lara, and they name him Kal-El. He is sent to the planet of Earth so he does not die along with everyone else on Krypton as the planet slowly collapses. As these events occur, an evil tyrant by the name Zod tries to stop Kal-El from reaching Earth and in doing so kills Jor-El, but soon after that, Zod is captured. After Zod is captured and imprisoned, he is sent to 300 cycles of somatic reconditioning, and after Zod's sentence, the planet of Krypton explodes, but Zod and his army are still alive, deep in outer space. After this, Kal-El is renamed Clark Kent by his new Earth parents. Slowly, Clark realizes who he is by traveling across the world, and after secretly disguising himself as a member of the Daily Planet, he finds a 20,000-year-old ship from Krypton and fully discovers who he is. But Lois Lane, a reporter from the Daily Planet, also stumbles across this ship, and she finds out who Clark is and goes on a manhunt to find him. She finally finds him once again, but promises to keep his identity a secret. Soon after that, Zod reveals himself to Earth and claims that he wants Kal-El. Clark hands himself over to Zod, and they also want Lois. They are looking for a thing called the Codex, with all the life of Kryptonian people inside of it. Zod finds out that Clark has the Codex inside of him, and Zod's mission is to destroy Earth and turn it into a clone of Krypton. After that, they fight and cause a lot of destruction, but Clark kills Zod, and Lois and the military destroy the rest of the Kryptonians. And finally, Clark joins the Daily Planet. Now, after that recap, let's dive in to the characters. Zod has the most understandable motivation throughout this movie. He feels responsible for Krypton and wants to continue with the legacy of his people, and he will do anything to continue that legacy, even if that means erasing another species. You can tell that Zod actually cares about his goal, because on multiple occasions he shows that he is willing to die for it. This is why Zod is a great villain, because he actually has motivation, and one that the audience can understand and sympathise with. I know a lot of people clown on Clark's father in this movie, but in my eyes he is a great character. He wants to protect his son and will even sacrifices himself to save his identity, which unfortunately he does. It is very powerful because as the audience you know Clark can save him, but John chooses to save his son's identity and dies for this cause. Clark Kent, in my opinion, has a great journey of self-discovery throughout this movie. He starts as a young farmer to the protector of Earth, and this movie does an excellent way of explaining that journey. But Clark doesn't really have any motivation throughout this movie, other than to find out who he is, which he eventually does halfway through the movie. And I think it's great that he doesn't have any motivations, because that's who Superman is. He doesn't owe the world a thing, but chooses to fight for us, to protect the Earth. Because he's a hero, a superhero, a Superman. I would give this film a 7.5 out of 10, and I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Stay strong, and goodbye.